Hello children, it is me, Béatrice. I'm here to replace your biology, natural science teacher because he's sick, so I'm just here for the day, and we will continue with the previous lesson, female anatomy. Now, you will be surprised that most people, most girls and boys, most girls too, actually don't know how to draw the vulva or, the clitoris. And it's really funny because if you ask anyone to draw a penis, then, they will know how to draw it. I mean, yeah, easy. But when it comes to female affairs, suddenly no one really knows what is going on. No one really knows how to draw it. No one really knows what it looks like. So I'm here to educate you on that matter. So next time you want to draw a penis on a window as a little joke, why not? I don't know. Draw like a clitoris for a change. That would be fun too. Anyway, let's start. So we will focus today on a very, very important point, usually overlooked by pretty much everyone, the clitoris. Now, why is it overlooked? Because, well, it is synonym to women's pleasure, which you all know is considered taboo and dirty and something we shouldn't talk about in our society. But I'm French and I don't give I don't care. So let me educate you. Let me present you the clitoris. I know, shocking. You didn't know it looked like that, right? But it does. So let me start by introducing the glans clitoris, which is, maybe less than a fifth of the whole structure, as you can see. And that is the little tip that, you see on the outside. Now, most people think that the clitoris is just this little tip, but actually it's all of this. Then you have the two crura, which look a bit like brackets, and they are deep into the vulva tissue. And the bulbs of the vestibule, which are also surrounding the vaginal orifice. Yes. So this may be around 7 to 12 centimeters, in length, which let's be honest, actually longer than a lot of penises out there. And when it is stimulated, it can engorge up to 300%. So it is quite important. Now, it's very funny that most textbooks don't even show this, and they don't represent it correctly. Now, in France, which is, well, an advanced country, as you know, since 2016, they give the students a 3D model of the clitoris, so that the students can know what it looks like and what it is, because, we are kind of sick of, putting condoms on bananas, which is what I had as a sex education when I was in school, but that was a long time ago. Anyway, now let me show you this little drawing that I made of women's reproductive system. Now, I'm sure you are already familiar with this. I hope you are, because this is common knowledge. These are the ovaries, this is the cervix, and this is the uterus and the vagina. Now, the clitoris, can you place it? Can you place it on the doll? The clitoris is right there. Invisible to the eye for the most part, but it is indeed right there. So, I understand that it is complicated. As a teacher, as anyone to say, I mean, this is a clitoris. If you touch there, it might be pleasurable, but I believe that if we are going to talk about the penis and reproduction and, you know, various sorts of pleasure for men, we should also introduce that same knowledge about the woman anatomy and the woman pleasure, the woman clitoris, you know. Now, today I want to talk about the problems that come with not knowing about the clitoris and considering it as something dirty and something that shouldn't be spoken of. Children, you probably don't know this, but as today in the world there are more than 200 millions of little girls, of women who have been mutilated, who have had their clitoris removed. Now, this is called FGM, female genital mutilation, and it comes in 4 forms that we are going to learn today. The first one is the clitoridectomy, which is pretty transparent, you just cut it off. Second one is excision, which is cutting the clitoris and part of the interlabia and sometimes the outer labia as well. Infibulation, which is kind of sealing, it's the vagina entrance, so it's tighter and smaller. And the rest are pricking, piercing, scraping, burning, you know, the clitoris. So these are the 4 types of FGM that exist, female genital mutilation, and as you probably already know, it is common practice in many countries, in Africa, in Asia, in a lot of countries. It is common practice, it is done to little girls, it is done to women all around the world. And you will tell me, oh, but here we don't do this. This is America, this is Great Britain, blah blah blah. Just so you know, this was done in our modern society for years and years and years and centuries, and not so long ago actually. I want to introduce you to 3 very important men. The first one being Isaac Baker Brown. Isaac Baker Brown is what we call a jerk. He was a renowned, respected gynecologist during the Victorian Britain, and he was practicing in Notting Hill. He had a clinic. I don't remember the exact name, but I think it was something like the London Institute, Surgical Institute for Gentlewomen and Women of in need of surgical something. It was a very long name. That is not our concern. What he did in that institute is that he performed lots of clitoridectomy. Yes. So he would cut off the clitoris of women based on the following complaints. He would cut it off if the man was complaining that the woman was not getting sexual pleasure from vaginal penetration. He would cut it off if the woman was plain of being sick with hysteria. He would cut it off if the woman was not behaving in a feminine way, and by that he meant not wanting to perform her marital duties, which means not wanting to have sex with her husband. So the husband or the guardians or the parents would bring the woman to his clinic and pay the nice sum of what is equivalent today to £10,000, and then the woman would be would have her clitoris cut off. Yes, common practice to cure women who masturbated too much or who were considered to not like sex with men. a really big piece of shit, this Baker Brown. Baker Brown was then disgraced because it was found out that he was performing the clitoridectomy on women without their husband consent, so that was not a really good move. So that is the first piece of shit. Then the second piece of shit is John Harvey Kellogg. Yes, you probably know his name because he's the creator of the cornflakes with his brother. What was his name? I forgot. Doesn't matter. Anyway, not only did he invent the cornflakes, but also he was an American doctor, researcher, inventor, and he was a big fan of the clitoridectomy, and he would really love cutting clitoris off. He would have all sorts of ways to help women control themselves. For example, if a child would masturbate too much, he would put them in cages or tie them up, and then of course when nothing else could be done, he would burn the clitoris with acid. Fine gentleman, this John Harvey Kellogg. And then the last piece of shit on my list is Sigmund Freud. I don't know why I wrote Freud, Sigmund Freud. I'm sure you are all familiar with this stupid theory that women who do not achieve orgasm with vaginal penetration are in fact immature psychologically, and only real complete women can achieve the real orgasm. Anyway, the story is about a patient of his in 1927, the Princess Marie Bonaparte, who was the great-granddaughter of the younger brother of Napoleon, Lucien, and actually also through marriage the aunt of Prince Philip, who was the Duke of Edinburgh. She was a patient of Freud, and she asked him how to achieve more sexual pleasure, because she doesn't achieve orgasms through her sexual relationships with men. So she decides to have her, okay, let me show you. When she decides to have her glans clitoris moved closer to the entrance of her vagina, so that it would be more stimulated and easily accessible. Anyway, of course, the surgery didn't work and nothing changed for her. It's very sad that because of years, centuries of misinformation and just simply not knowing anything about the clitoris and about feminine pleasure, that some women had to go under such changes willingly or unwillingly, which is far worse and a crime. So I wanted, children, to bring you some knowledge on the matter. Now I can see that the director is looking at me, and to be honest, I'm not really supposed to be here. I mean, I haven't been actually officially asked to replace the teacher. I kind of just saw some lights and the door open, so I just came and did my lecture. So I'm just gonna go now, and yeah, thank you. On dit merci Béatrice, and goodbye.